Howdy ho there, friends and neighbors. It says I'm live on here. I believe we're rolling
Howdy
here.
ho there, friends and neighbors. It says I'm live on here.
We cut the volume down over here on this other monitor. I got another monitor here, so hopefully I can see comments a little bit easier. Well, friends, welcome to the very first Mint Hillbilly live primetime question and answer show. So here we are, Saturday night, 9 o'clock. I'm sure there's not anything else on television to watch other than me tonight, okay? Well, anyway, I want to thank you guys. We'll wait. I don't know if there's anybody there. It shows two people, maybe three people. We're going to I'm going to take your questions tonight, try to answer them. If I can't answer them, I'm going to give you an email address. We got a new email address that you can send stuff to, and maybe I can get back to you and at a later time on some of the questions that you might have. But anyway, do we have anybody out there? Can you hear me? I have not seen a comment yet. There's somebody. Okay. All right. Beach Bum. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello to Beach Bum. And yes, she can hear me. So I'm assuming that everybody else can hear me as well. Okay, guys, while we're waiting for our first question out there tonight, I want to let you know that we do have a new email address that you can contact me. And also, especially tonight, if you have any questions that maybe I don't get to your question, just email me the question. And the email address is minthillbillymail, and that's M-A-I-L, at AOL.com. And it kind of rhymes, minthillbillymail at AOL.com. I kind of like that. And friends, also, I know the last few videos we've been really pushing our Patreon thing. And if you would like to join Patreon, you can for as little as $1 a month. And on June 1st, we will be giving away this 34-piece tool set from DeWalt, okay? So we have that. If you would like to be in a drawing to win that as well, okay? And also on Patreon, we are attempting to add a little extra stuff on there. Maybe a couple extra videos that we don't show on YouTube. We may be putting on Patreon as well once we get some people on there, and maybe a little bit better contact with me. If people are donating some money, I'm darn sure going to make sure I get back to them very quickly. And also, we are on Facebook, and there'll be a link down below for that as well. It's www.facebook.com/minthillbilly, and the Patreon, same thing, www.patreon/minthillbilly. We'll have all those links down below as well. We have 5 people out there watching. Does anybody have a question? Please feel free. If it's an automotive repair question or a home improvement question, feel free to fire away. Just remember, I'm not very smart, so I'll try my best to answer your question. And another question that I have for you guys out there, is this a good time to have a live feed? Because what I would like to do is have this maybe at least once a week, okay? Saturday night, I don't know if that's the best time to do it, because I know people have a lot of plans on the weekends. If there's another night during the week that is better, I'm going to take your request for that, and we'll finally figure out a day during the week to actually do that. I'm almost thinking Wednesday or Thursday night would be great for me. If that would work better for you, let me know. Leave me a comment. Just pick a night of the week, and type it out there, and I'll take that in consideration. All right. Do we have any questions out there, friends and neighbors? There are 6 people out there, and I would love to have a question to try to answer right now. All righty. Okay, guys, like I say, this is our very first time at doing this, and we're doing it for 30 minutes because I don't know how this is going to go. I figure I could at least hang in there for 30 minutes and keep talking about something. Well, I'll tell you what we done today. I'll just tell you, we did make a video today on how to caulk, okay? I know that seems like a simple thing maybe for most people, but there are probably some people out there that have never operated a caulk gun before. So we made a simple little video on we recommend a particular type of caulk gun, and how to properly cut the end off of a tube of caulk and hopefully not cut your finger. And we had two different styles of caulking that we done, and that video will release in a few days. And also tomorrow we'll definitely be making the. Hang on, we got a question here. Okay, let's see here. I have a question. My brakes were changed a year ago, but now when I brake, my steering wheel shakes really bad. What could that be? Okay, all right. Typically, when you hit the brakes on a car and you're feeling a shake in the steering wheel, or possibly the brake pedal actually kind of pulsating back up on your foot as you're pushing it, typically that means that the rotors are warped. Okay, they and the correction on that would be either to machine those rotors, take it somewhere and have those machined. They will mic those rotors first to see if they can be machined, and if they can, they'll machine them and should take care of the problem. If not, you will probably have to replace those rotors, okay? And that should take care of that problem. All right, any more questions out there? You are welcome. You are welcome for that response. All right. I want to say hey to everybody out there, all 6 of you people. Hello from Minthillbilly. All righty. Let's see, what else are we working on around here? We're actually, we've been working on painting our house. We've got 3/4 of it painted, and hopefully this week, if the weather continues to, the weather's been a little crazy around here. We've had a lot of late day thunderstorms and so forth, and it's been kind of hard to paint in the rain. Definitely don't want to do that. But we're hoping to wrap this up and finish our house project, and then we'll be moving on to painting our garage, okay? And we'll have probably some more videos. We got more wood to replace out there on the garage. We finally got through with all the wood replacement that we had to do on the house. You may have seen the video that we released today. We done a good bit of work yesterday. I got started on it about 7 in the morning and worked on it until about 7 last night. Pretty long day for me. I was pretty sore when I woke up this morning. But we got that knocked out. And, okay. Okay. All right, anyway, we got all that knocked out pretty good. Okay, let's see. We got 6 people there still. I want to remind you again of the new email address, minthillbillymail@aol.com. Also, guys, you can find us on Patreon, and we're doing a giveaway for this tool set here on June 1st, 2018. And, of course, you can find us on Facebook. You can join our page on Facebook. And my question to you guys tonight that I'd like to have an answer is, if there's a better night to have a live feed, just let me know. All right. I can hear fireworks in the background. We have a local park probably about 4 or 5 miles from here, and I can hear them going off. I know that they were actually going to do fireworks tonight at 9 o'clock. Maybe that's where you guys are right now. I don't know. Maybe everybody's at the park watching the fireworks show for Memorial Day. So, any more questions out there, guys? Guys, gals, let me know. And let's see here. Let me see what time it's getting to be. Okay. We've been live for almost 10 minutes now, and I'm waiting for some more questions. Well, since the topic of this tonight is automotive questions or what have you, and or home improvement, I can just give you some recommendations, you know, for car care and everything. If you don't do the work yourself, biggest thing is, like on automobiles, keep that oil changed, okay? If you don't do anything to your automobile, at least take it somewhere and get the oil changed in it. That's going to be the biggest thing that's going to prolong the life of that car, okay? And if you have a check engine light come on your car, a lot of times on most check engine lights, you won't get any type of drivability problems. There's a few of them that you'll get drivability problems, like misfire codes and stuff like that. But do at least take it somewhere and have it checked out, and get a mechanic's opinion on it. And you might be able to buy a little time before you actually repair it. But keeping a vehicle serviced and maintained is one of the most important things. Your coolant flush, I would try to do that at least once every 2 years, and try to do your transmission service at least based on the manufacturer's recommendations. Some shops will recommend that you do it more often than that. They'll use like a B schedule, which, and I'll explain here in a minute the difference between that. But you know, at least do get it. Hey, we do have a question here. Okay, let's see here. Toyota, 697,000 miles on it, so we'll agree with the oil changes. Awesome. Okay. That is awesome that you have that many miles on a 97 Toyota. Congratulations. I got to give a clap for that. That's almost unheard of. I have seen vehicles that would, I've seen some, last place I worked at, we had a couple customers that come in. They had a couple Chevy trucks with, we had one around in the 300,000 mile range and one of them about 500,000, and that was pretty impressive. But yeah, it's almost unheard of. But definitely keeping that oil change will definitely prolong the life of a vehicle. Most important thing that you can do as far as keeping that car on the road. And let's see here. What else have we got going on here? Jim out there in Idaho. Okay, I still haven't forgot about you, guy. We will be making that nail removal tool video. I didn't get a chance to make it yet, but hopefully maybe tomorrow night I can probably get that video made and maybe released on Monday or Tuesday, okay, on how to make the roofing nail remover tool. So we will try to do that. Okay, any more questions out there? Hey, we got 9 people out there now. 9 people. We got a couple extras. Let's go through our little advertising here one more time. Folks, we have a new email address. If you want to contact me, or if I don't answer your question tonight, I mean, if this thing really goes crazy, wait a minute, we got another question. Hey, let's read this right quick. Okay. Okay, all right. I just wanted to kind of proofread it right quick, make sure it wasn't nothing crazy. Anyway, while we're on automotive, I guess, I have a truck that's got some rust starting around the fenders as such. What's the best way to take care of that and keep it from getting worse? Okay. Actually, Derek, I do have a little bit of experience in paint and body, and I'm not sure what state you live in. There are a few states that, and I believe Virginia or West Virginia is one of them, to even pass a state inspection, you can't have any rust holes in your car, okay? So a lot of people, I mean, here in North Carolina, I mean, we do have state inspection, but as far as cosmetic rust holes in the body or anything, we do not check for that. But anyway, you say you got some rust starting around the fenders and such, okay? If you just want to stop that rust, okay, if you have the ability to get on there and maybe grind a little bit of, Derek, you live in Minnesota, okay, cool, no state inspections, I see. If you would get in there, you can grind away a little bit of that loose rust or whatever, and there's this stuff made by Marhide. It's a rust converter, and you can actually paint it on with a paintbrush. It also comes in a spray can. It actually has a chemical reaction with the rust and will actually stop it, okay? Or try to slow it down. Now, I know if you're living in Minnesota, there's salt on the roads and stuff everywhere, and you're going to be fighting a losing battle there trying to keep a car from rusting. Because I know y'all have a lot of snow up there. I have an aunt that lives in Minneapolis, so I know that. But okay, I just saw another comment. Okay, anyway, but yeah, doing that, keeping the car clean, and from that salt and stuff is going to help prevent it, and get that marhide stuff on that rust, and hopefully that'll slow it down. Okay, and of course, if you do want to fix it, probably your local body shop, or I have a couple paint and body videos here as well. Haven't done one on actually fixing a rust repair, but a lot of times you'd actually section out that whole piece of metal and actually put a piece of metal in place. Okay, let's see here. There's another. Let's see. Wait a minute. Takes me just a minute to read here, guys. Let's see. I'm gonna buy a 2017 leftover cat. Okay, the Bowser has a question about buying a 2017 leftover Cadillac. Cadillac, good car or not? Okay, 2017. I'm not sure what engines they are putting in those now. I know I never was a big fan of the North Star engine. They had a lot of They had a lot of oil leaks and stuff. I worked with a few mechanics that loved to work on those things, but I was just never not. I never really even wanted to touch one of those things. They leak oil a lot. That's with the North Star engine. I don't know if this 2017 that you're talking about here actually has one or not. They may have done away with that. If it's got the 3.6 Caddy engine in it, that might be a little bit better. When I think it's a similar engine to what's in my Buick, is the 3.6. But anyway, 2017 leftover Cadillac, good car or not? I mean, I would say it's a pretty good car. I mean, like I said, that North Star engine, I never have been that crazy about. I think to put a starter on one of those things, you have to take the intake manifold off. It's kind of crazy stuff. But I mean, any car that you're buying, I would definitely take it somewhere and have it checked out or whatever. Well, you're saying it's a 2017, so it's left over. It's probably a new car with probably hardly any miles or whatever. You know, I would maybe do a little research, see what Consumer Reports and stuff says about that car. I may not be the best at I don't really know that particular car, any bugs or anything that's in it. So I would just kind of check that out and see, Consumer Reports or what have you on that vehicle. We got another comment that says your dad is awesome, and will he be in any other shows? Yes, we are definitely going to have my dad in more videos here upcoming. We done a video of him re-gripping some golf clubs, and that video's taken off pretty good. I think it's got close to 1,000 views now. And we done doing a little bit of woodworking down at his house, and that those done pretty good. And I have a lot of fun making videos with my dad. So we're going to continue to do that. And I got a hello from BBQ79. Hello to you, sir. And hope you're having a good evening. Okay. But yeah, we will definitely be doing some more videos of Dad. Have a lot of fun. He's got a lot of good woodworking tools down at his house, and he's got more stuff than I do. So when it comes to the woodworking stuff. Alrighty. I'm glad we're getting a few questions now. This is making this a little easier for me. Let's see, we're about 18 minutes into this thing, okay? And guys, let me know how I'm doing. Am I doing okay? I mean, I feel a little nervous. I'm usually, I have the ability to, if I screw up, I can stop it and erase that and then redo it to try to make a video, that doesn't have any mistakes or what have you in it. So let me know how I'm doing on a live feed, okay? And let's see, let's go over, let's see here. Beach Bum says I'm doing great. They're enjoying this, okay? Oh wait, BBQ79, where did you race at when you had your car? Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I raced at Concord Motorsport Park, okay? It actually used to be Concord Speedway. When I was a senior in high school, after I got through playing football that year, I talked my dad into helping me build a dirt track car to race at Concord Speedway. It was still dirt back then. And so while I was still a senior in high school, I was racing dirt track. Okay. And then we built a car for the following year. They paved it at the end of '86, and we raced on asphalt then. And my pockets definitely were not deep enough to continue doing that. And I needed to find a career. So soon after that, I actually went to trade school, and that kind of postponed racing for many, many years. And probably the race car that you might be talking about, the one on the picture on the top of Twitter, I think it still is. That was a car that I bought in 1999, and I raced it at Concord as well, and raced it for not too many races because I got in a pretty bad wreck and tore the car up pretty bad and ended up having to put it back together, and I ended up drag racing that car. Okay, we set the front end up to go straight, and we went drag racing for a couple of years on test and tune nights and stuff, and I finally sold it. I don't own it anymore, but I had that car for about 14 years. We had some fun with it. I had a lot more fun drag racing because of the fact that I could keep fenders on it that way. Okay, I didn't tear as much stuff up. So let's see here. Any more questions? Okay. All right, while we wait on the next question, we'll do another little advertisement here, guys. Once again, our new email address, if you want to contact me, is Minthillbillymail, MAIL, at AOL.com. And it kind of rhymes, Minthillbillymail at AOL. Okay. Next thing is we are on Patreon now, and you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. And we are going to have a drawing on June 1st for this DeWalt tool set, okay, 34-piece tool set that we will be having a drawing for, okay. And we do have a page on Facebook. If you would like to, we'll have a link down below if you'd like to like our page on Facebook. And let's see, also my question to you guys, is there a better day of the week to do a live feed? Okay, and I know this is Saturday night, and I'm probably better than anything else watching on TV, right? No, anyway, if there's a better night for everybody, I'm thinking a Wednesday or Thursday night would be better for me. And if that's better for you guys, you know, just let me know, like what night you think would be a better night to do this. Okay, we got 9 people. 9 people still with us. I think we had as many as 10 earlier. I got 13,000 subscribers. Where are y'all you guys at tonight? Anyway, I appreciate every one of you for being here this evening. It's making my life a little easier for talking for 30 minutes. And this is something I hope we can actually... okay, we got another question here. Okay. Got a question here is... yep. From Xbox Boy. Okay. Let's see. Do you like BMW or Mercedes? Okay. All right. There you go. You had to ask that question, didn't you? Well, I don't particularly care to work on them. I mean, I've worked on them over the years. My choice of what I'd rather work on would be an American car or an Asian car. I've worked in Highline Asian dealerships and some American car dealerships. I never worked in a European dealership. Now, I have worked on, you know, BMWs and Mercedes. They are nice cars. They're good cars. Sometimes I kind of think they're a little over-engineered. You know, some of the things that they actually do, they make it a little bit more difficult for a mechanic to work on. But if you learn that car, I mean, if you're somebody that I'm not sure if this person here is interested in working on them or not, but I had a friend one time that made real good money, worked at the BMW store. You know, once you get in there and learn that car and learn all the tricks and stuff on it, you know, you can make pretty good living. But as far as I don't own a Mercedes or a BMW. I don't really have a desire to, because I really don't want to work on them, okay? Because I'm the kind of guy that any car that I have, I'm going to work on it myself. I'm not going to take it somewhere else to work on. And so I'd rather work on either an Asian car or American vehicle. So anyway, so one more question. 2006 Chevy Silverado, 48,000 miles, needs tires. It is a 4x4. Recommend any brand of tire. Okay. Well, as far as tires, I believe Cooper Tires is the only tire still made in America. Okay. I think every other manufacturer's actually went across seas. Um, they make a pretty good middle of the road tire, and I'm sure that they would have something for that Silverado if you're looking for a middle of the road tire. Of course, you can always step up to a higher grade tire, you know, Michelin or something like that, but you're going to pay a little more. But there again, sometimes you're going to get more miles out of a set of tires too. And sometimes you got to factor that in. If you got I don't know, if you're getting let's example, a 50,000 mile tire and you're paying $50 for it, okay? But I mean, this is just a rude example. So a 50,000 mile tire you're paying $50 for. I mean, that's pretty cheap. But if it was a 100,000 mile tire and you paid $100, that's double the amount, you know. But sometimes you got to look at, you know, how many miles you can possibly get out of that tire. And I have seen tires, if a car stays aligned, you keep that car aligned, and you don't have worn front end parts on it, and you keep them rotated and keep the right air pressure in tires, you will get a lot of miles out of a set of tires. I had a S10 truck one time that I got 60,000 miles out of the first set of Uniroyals that were on it. So I like Uniroyal tires. That's a pretty good tire as well. And so that's my answer to that. You know, a middle of the road tire, maybe a Cooper or something. And if you're going to go big time, you know, maybe a good Michelin or something like that. But anyway, let's see. BBQ79 says Ford all the way. All right, well, you know, I kind of agree with that. There was a time, though, when I was a young man and I was racing my cars, and and my first car was a Chevrolet. Man, it was Chevrolet or nothing, you know. And I was just so hardcore on that. You know, I was always saying, you know, Ford stand for found on road dead and stuff. But I've owned a couple Fords over the years, and I actually drive a Ford Ranger right now. And you know what? It's probably been the best vehicle that I've ever had. I've drove that car. I bought it used in 2007, and it's a 2000 model. And I've had that car, well, I guess going on 11 years, or maybe 12. Maybe I bought it in 2006. But I mean, all I've ever done to it is the stuff you've seen me do videos on. You know, I put a timing belt on it, and you know, I put brakes on it, tires a couple times, a couple batteries and stuff, but nothing major. It was a good little truck, a little solid truck. And you know, I'm not so much hardcore Chevy or Ford anymore. You know, just but I think they all have their goods and their bad. And but anyway, if there's any more questions, let's see here. Okay, no more new questions at the moment. Okay. BBQ79 says I have both. Well, there you go. I mean, a Ford and a Chevrolet, you can't go wrong. Now, I still like a Chevrolet motor, like for a race car or something like that. I'd much rather build a small block Chevrolet. You can definitely build a lot more motor for inexpensive. You know, Chevy parts are a lot cheaper. You know, you can get good parts versus building like a Ford motor or something. So, in that respect, I kind of lean a little bit more towards Chevrolet if we're talking about hot rods and race cars and stuff like that. Let's see, we got another question here. One more question. Do you like manual or automatic transmissions? I think you're a manual transmission type. Okay. The guy asked me, he says, Xbox Boy says, one more question. Do you like manual or automatic transmission? I think you're a manual transmission type. Okay. Well, I've had both over the years. I bought the only brand new vehicle I ever bought was a '94 S10, and and it was a straight drive. Okay, and for 11 years I drove that little truck, shifting gears every day. As I've gotten older, I kind of like the luxury of not having to shift gears, just in a daily driver. And I, and even in the little truck I have now, it's an automatic. And with two kids, although we're all getting bigger, I'm getting bigger this way, and they're growing up. We can't even hardly fit in that thing. So we got another car that we drive when we all have to go somewhere. But it'd be hard to, if I had that straight drive, I couldn't have three people in the front seat of it. But anyway, as far as race cars and stuff like that, I mean, your round track cars, you're always going to have a manual in that. Usually like a 3-speed Saginaw or something like that. You don't need 4 speeds. You just need to get it up in high gear, and that's the only gear you're going to be in when you're racing. For drag racings, I kind of like an automatic better. It's a little easier. You don't have to worry about missing a shift. You got a good shifter, and you can just bump that thing as hard as you can. So it all depends. I mean, for driving, just driving and luxury and everything, I'm getting a little older. I don't like loud mufflers on my cars and stuff, and I'm not out here on the road zipping around drag racing and stuff. So yeah, just an automatic, just something nice and comfortable for me to drive is probably what I am these days, okay? More so than a manual. Anyway, let's see here. Barbecue 70, BBQ 79 tells me that his dad has a race car with a 406 in it. Okay, that's all right. What kind of race car does he have? I'm assuming that's a Chevy. That's a 400 bored 30 over. So just curious what kind of car he's got. Camaro or something like that. Let's see here. Okay, we got another question here. But at drag race from Xbox Boy, but at drag races you have more with manual, but you can control it better. I can't read that word there. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out. Hectic, okay. At drag races you have more hectic with manual, but you can control it. Yeah. That's true. I mean, I don't know. I've never drag raced with a manual. When I done the drag racing with the Camaro, the round track car that I turned into a drag car, I built a turbo 350 transmission for it, and put all good parts and stuff in it. And because what I was doing, I was trying to bracket race, and I figured I could probably bracket races is when you try to run a consistent time. My car wasn't as fast. My car's like a 770 car. It wasn't nothing really super fast or anything. But I wanted to run that consistent time every time, so I figured I could do it better with an automatic. But I hope that answered that question. Let's see. It's a Road Hog Impala. Okay. BBQ 79 says it's a Road Hog Impala. Must be one of the newer, maybe 90-something Impala. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, that's a... What year is that Impala? Is it a newer Impala, or is it something like from the 60s or something? Okay. Let's see here. Hey guys, we've went over 30 minutes. So I'm gonna hang on there with you a little bit. We got 6 people still here. I'm starting to have a little fun now. So I'm gonna wait on the answer there right quick. And let's see. Let's run over our little list of items here. My little commercial breaks here right quick. Let's see here. I think it is a class, and Super Street is a 79. I think. Okay, cool, awesome. A class is Super Street 79 Impala. Okay, cool. Huh. Xbox Boy asked me which car brands have I had. Oh boy, I've had about all of them. Okay, I counted them up here one time. I mean, actual car count is like over 30 or 40 cars over the years. Now, some of these cars never run. I bought cars just with, and had dreams for them, but never did have enough money to fix them up. But I've had car brands. I mean, I've had a lot of Chevrolets, you know, Camaros, Novas, Monte Carlos. I've had some Fords. I've had some Chryslers. I had a 72 Satellite. Actually, that was my first race car. And, you know, I still dream about that car sometimes. That car went to the scrapyard after we were done, but now I wish I had one of those cars restored. I would love to have like a 72 Satellite just restored. But and they're out there. I mean, I see them. I see them on some of these websites and stuff, and they're totally restored, and they're wanting $30,000-$40,000 for them. But let's see. All the American model stuff I've had. We had a Honda Odyssey one time here. Let's see. I haven't had too many foreign cars. Let's see. I'm trying to think. It's mainly all been American stuff, but I've had a bunch of cars and trucks over the years. Excuse me. But I'm trying to think of any other. I've never owned a BMW or a Mercedes or anything European. And trying to think. Maybe it's just that one Honda that we had that one time. Everything else has been American-made cars and trucks. A Pontiac. Did I have a Pontiac? I had an old '69 Skylark Buick one time that I bought because I bought an engine with it, and I wanted to build the engine. But have I ever had a Pontiac? My brother had a Pontiac one time. We had it one time. But I guess maybe that's the only one I haven't had. Okay. Yeah, I guess I haven't had a Pontiac. Anyway, we got 5 people left out there. Okay, I'm going to run through the list here one more time, and then we're probably going to wrap this show up. Let's see here. Our new email address is minthillbillymail@aol.com. And if you would like to become a patron on Patreon, we will have a drawing for this tool set on June 1st, and you can join and become a patron for as little as $1 a month. You can also find us on Facebook. We will have a link down below for that as well. And guys, if you have any recommendation for a better night to have a live feed, let me know. Just type it in the comments, and I'll take it in consideration. I'm actually thinking I'd like to do this at least once a week for 30 minutes, at least 30 minutes. And the more we get into this and the more I get used to doing this, maybe we'll go an hour and a half, okay, something like that. And I want to be able to maybe answer some questions, problems that you're having with your car. Maybe I can help out. And if I can't, you know, I'll just be honest with you and let you know. And I appreciate each and every one of you for watching my videos, you know, and all the subscribers that we have. I think we got over 13,000 now. And I just never imagined that we'd have that many people out there that would subscribe to my videos, okay? So that was pretty cool. Let's see, we got another question here. Let's see. Okay. Do you wish you would have owned a Ford Escort? Okay. No, not really. No, I don't really. I don't lose sleep at night because I never have owned one. But I mean, you know, they might have been all right. My mom had a Chevette. Okay. My dad bought it for her new in 1981, and that was a cool little car. You know, they didn't have much power back then, but the way that little car was made, you know, it's rear-wheel drive, and everything on it was like smaller. You know, it had A-arm suspension. Everything was just smaller, you know. What a cool little car it was, you know. I wish it had more power, but she drove that a long time, and my brother actually learned how to drive on that car. It was a straight drive. But I remember the little Chevettes. They were pretty cool. BBQ79 says, I really enjoy your videos, Bobby. your experience and your trades really stand out. Well, I appreciate that. I like hearing stuff like that. Thank you very much. Makes me realize that what I'm doing here is somewhat important. If I can help people, it makes me just keep wanting to do it more. And I thank you for that comment. And let's see here. Xbox Boy says, sorry for all the questions. Bit was. That's no problem. I like hearing the questions. I'm glad someone is participating. I'm glad we got some participants out there tonight. Let's see. What was the oldest car that I had? Okay, let's see here. I believe it was. I had a '55 Chevrolet truck one time. I sure did. I bought it for $1,000 with intentions of fixing that sucker up, and restoring it and lowering it and putting a small block in it and all that. And of course, that was one of those other projects that never happened. I ended up selling it for $1,800, so I made a clear $800 off of it and kept it a couple years. But anyway, so a '55 Chevrolet truck was the oldest car that I ever earned. And Xbox Boy just said that he subscribed. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. And let's see. First one was a roofing. Okay, BBQ79 says the first video that he watched of mine was a roofing video. Yep, we have several roofing videos on this channel. Like I said, I've been a mechanic for 30 years. There's been a few times where I have struck out on my own and kind of worked for myself. And I believe in around 2011 or so, I did roof several houses there that year, and we made a lot of videos that year. And that experience on the construction end of it and everything comes from my dad. When I was a young man, I grew up helping him build houses in the summertime when I wasn't in school and when I wasn't playing football. So I got a lot of experience learning how to frame houses and use tools and roof houses and stuff like that. Okay. So yeah, I do have a lot of roofing videos on here. So let's see, I'm probably one of the youngest watchers. I'm only 12. I'm interested in cars. Oh wow. Xbox Boy says he's 12 years old and he has been interested in cars since he was 2. Well, that's awesome. That's great. That's kind of the way I was at a young age. I had the interest in things that were mechanical. I remember there was a neighbor lived down the street that had an old lawnmower engine that he was throwing away, and I asked him if I could have it. I want to take it home and take it apart. And he let me bring it home, and I think he come up and knocked on the door and asked my mom if it was okay that he give that to me, and she said, yeah, that's fine. So out on the patio, I went out to the we had a workshop. We didn't have a garage, but we had a workshop. My dad had his work tools in, and found some wrenches and stuff, and I took that little 3.5 horsepower Briggs motor apart. I never got it back together, but at least I tore that sucker apart. So that was my first experience, with messing with things that were mechanical. I just, I had an interest in it, so I like to take things apart and see how they worked and everything. Okay. And let's see here. Favorite video was taking your son to wrestling. Okay, yeah. I believe we did film a video of that. I'm trying to think. It must have been the NXT match. We did have my son is really into wrestling, okay? He loves the WWE wrestling and the NXT wrestling, and we've had a couple opportunities to take, I took him to a Monday Night Raw event, and I took him to 2 NXT events here locally. And we have a big ball doing that. Okay, awesome. And BBQ79 says he runs his own construction business. Where are you located at, my man? And a couple of years ago, I think. What's that? Oh, okay. Kentucky. Okay, awesome. Kentucky. Let's see. Xbox Boy. He says, I'm too scared to get things apart. Okay, Xbox Boy. He says that he is never going to be a mechanic because I'm too scared to get things apart and can't get it back and ruin the whole thing. Well, don't have fear, okay? Because I just told you the story of me and the little lawnmower engine. You know, I took it apart, but I couldn't get it back together. But if you do have an interest in it, just stick with it, keep on going, and you'll eventually be able to take things apart and get them back together, okay? And just pay a lot of attention to how things do come apart. And you know, this day and time, you know, it's even better. Like, you know, even sometimes when I do some type of job, you know, at work or whatever, we got cell phones now. You can take pictures of stuff. Like if you get ready to pull a whole bunch of stuff loose, you know, you get ready to pull an intake off, and there's hoses and wires everywhere. Take the time to snap a few pics or make a quick little video on your phone, so when you're going back together and you can't remember exactly where that hose went or where that plugged in, hey, you can go back and look at the little pictures. You know, we didn't have that back then. I guess we could have had those little, we had them cameras, you know, the little Insta cameras that you could hit a button and it'd spit out a picture, but those were expensive. You know, it would have cost a lot of money to make a lot of pictures back then. But anyway, okay. Alrighty. BBQ79 says he's been a sub for 3 or 4 years now. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And guys, I think we're going to wrap this thing up tonight. And we've went about 46 minutes. We went about 15 minutes longer. And we'll schedule another one of these sometime this week, okay? We may move it on a weeknight. And like I say, if you have any suggestions on a night that would be better for you, and you know, and I'll even wait a few days before I decide, because this video will play tomorrow on my YouTube channel, and there'll be a lot of people that didn't catch it tonight that'll be able to see it. So if you guys actually have a better night that you would rather watch a live stream, let me know, okay? And BBQ79, he says, have a good one, Bobby. You have a good one too, sir. Have a great day. Good evening. And one more question. I'm going to take one more question here from Xbox Boy. Is, do I like turbos or blowers? Okay. Well, I've never had a car with either one of them on there. But I've watched that TV show. I can't think what it is. The one where they race on the streets out there in Oklahoma. And it seems like these turbo cars are the thing to do now. You know, I don't know. I guess being more old school or whatever, seeing a big old blower up on the, sticking out of the hood of the car is just cooler looking for me, you know. But as far as performance-wise and everything, probably turbos, from what I understand, is like the way to go these days, especially with these little 4-cylinder cars. Take care, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.